Hi everyone, here we are again at Home Instead on Perry Highway by Movies in Meadville, and I'm with Debbie Myers, and I'm with her dog, Bug. Bub. What
Bug.
is it? Bug?
Bug.
Well,
With a
let's start at
G.
the beginning. Why is he called Bug?
I just wanted to name puppy Bug, so he was the next one up, and he got called Bug. That's not
Lord.
his real name.
What's his real name?
Well, let me tell you, and that's something we can tell people about, because I don't know if you've covered it or not. He is from the Powderhorn Kennel in Tennessee, and some people who raise dogs will do what's called theme their litter. And he was born on Kentucky Derby Day. So she themed the litter, and every puppy had to be named relating to horse racing. So his registered name is Powderhorn Winner by a Nose.
Oh my Lord.
I know, isn't it fun?
They all do that. That is true. And I don't
They don't all do it, but
understand that, but
yeah.
that's what they actually. Well-known breeders and ones that are very much
Yes.
doing it for a long time will do that.
They'll theme and it's fun to come up with something. It took me
Oh,
a while
my
to come
Lord.
up with that.
Huh.
But I don't know, I just looked at him and thought he needed to be called Bug.
Well, let's talk about golden retrievers. How they come different colors. They
do.
come different ways. So let's talk about what type is he actually? Just the pale yellow one. He's English, isn't he? Because he's got the wider head.
Nope.
Is he American?
He's an American.
I would never have guessed that.
Well, let me go back and explain the golden retrievers a little bit. Back in the early 1800s, there was this rich man, Lord Tweedmouth, and he decided he wanted to develop a little bit better or different hunting dog. So he had flat-coated retrievers, and he bred them with Tweed Spaniels. So retrievers with spaniels. And after a while, he was developing this breed, and he got a hold of a dog that was a flat-coated retriever who was the only yellow in a litter of blacks. And he bred that to a spaniel, and boom, he had it. And from that came the golden retriever.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they've gone by different names. They've gone by retriever / golden, different things. But in the United States, then, when they finally, Bug, get up here. They finally registered them with the AKC, they became the golden retriever.
Well, I would have guessed, going back, I would have thought he had some English retriever to him because he has the wider head, the boxier
Well,
head.
that actually is the standard of the breed.
Is it really?
A wide head, dark eyes, a flat line, and that is their kind of conformational thing. They go anywhere from 55 to about 75 pounds.
For a male?
Well,
for both?
For both,
Okay.
and 20 to 22, 23 inches high.
Well, let me ask you another question. Now, some of them, they come different colors, too.
They do.
This is the color I like. If I was going to have a
I
golden,
kind
I'd
of
have
do
this.
too, yeah. But you'll see them. I mean, when we're out working and we see the other dogs, they go from even lighter than this to a dark red.
I don't care. I've always liked I've always liked the yellow ones.
The dark red
pale-colored ones.
do not look like Irish setters. They're not at all built like an Irish setter. But they do have that beautiful reddish coat that's so pretty, and then everything in between.
Well, we know somebody who used to have the reds, and she had 4 of them at one point, and it was Judy Mears, and she always wanted the reds. I personally would always, if I was going to get a golden retriever, it would be this color.
Well, I was very pleased when we went down and they were the light color.
Yeah.
And he looks very much like his dad.
He's nuts.
Yeah, he's crazier than a loon.
Oh, my Lord.
The other thing about Goldens, that if people are interested in getting one, the #1 killer of a Golden is cancer.
It is. Of all the breeds that are in the AKC, more cancer among golden retrievers than any other breed. And boy, you know what? I know people that have gotten them and have tested them and were sure they wouldn't have any problem, and they do. It just happens.
It just happens.
I think I think the name of the foundation, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, is the Morris Foundation. And you know who worked on that a long time was the veterinarian, I can't think what his name was, out of up in Edinburgh, the Edinburgh vet. And they were actually into a program up there where they were taking all the Goldens that they had in their practice and watching them to see what was happening with them, because they just wanted to make sure that if there was anything wrong or anything bad in the breed that they were getting a stop.
Wonder what they were finding. They say upwards of 50%.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know, it's awful.
Terrible.
And I don't know how it got introduced. I don't know if it was introduced when this man in England was breeding later on. I don't know, but it just, for some reason, more than other retrievers, they're the ones that will get the cancer.
And more than any other dog.
Yeah.
They're it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the eyes, the ears, and the tail. What about the eyes? Are the eyes good? Are they prone to, they're not?
No, the eyes are healthy. They're a dark color. They're always a dark color. Okay. So if you get a good bred one, they have dark eyes.
They also have the down ears.
The down ears.
Are his ears good? I mean, you know,
yeah.
We'll talk about this later, but he's in the water a lot. Do you ever have any trouble with ear infections in that?
I don't, and I think it's because I keep him trimmed. I keep his ears trimmed, and I also, every so often, I put a drying agent in his ears. Yeah, but yeah, he's in the water a lot.
Well, he doesn't care what we do to him either.
No, he's not going to care.
He has an absolutely, we'll talk about this.
This is a golden.
He has a lovely disposition.
Yeah, this is what they are.
Well, everybody that's listening knows that my favorite dog in all the world is a collie.
Yes.
If I didn't have a collie, I'd have one of these. These are my second favorite dog. I think they're wonderful. I think sometimes I always say to people, I think the golden and the collies came out of the same mold because they're just nice dogs. You don't have to worry they're going to bite somebody. They're not aggressive. They're not mean. They're just laid back and wonderful companions.
They really are.
Yeah,
they
this
really
one
are.
here's a beauty.
Well, you know, people that know me know I've had Newfoundlands. And I was going to get, Isaac was getting older, and I was going to get another Newfoundland, and a friend said, Deb, you've never had a golden retriever. And I'm just thrilled to death with him. He's just a wonderful breed. He's just so much fun. We recently introduced a kitten into the house. He didn't care. He doesn't care.
Yeah, isn't that something?
He gets along with everything.
Huh.
So,
and the health issue, the main health issue then is a cancer. Were there other health issues with these guys you have to be concerned about?
They're pretty healthy. They're pretty healthy. It's just the cancer. You know,
that's the worst.
Yeah, you know, from what I've read, you know, I'm not seeing like heart disease or bone issues. No, that's, you know.
I haven't heard too much about them having hip issues either.
No, and I think, you know, if you're going to look for one, I would make sure you're not getting any kind of inbreeding. You know, I would be careful of that a little too tight breeding that sometimes breeders get into, you know.
Well, we know somebody, and we don't have to say who it is, but somebody who did an awful lot of testing and everything because she wanted to breed her golden and make sure it was going to be the perfect golden to breed, would have no health issues. She did everything. She did every conceivable test there was, everything to get that dog to pass, and it ended up the dog had a bad hip.
Oh, I'll be darned.
Yeah, so,
I'll be darned.
So.
They are mouthy. That's the one thing, because they're a retriever. That's what they're taught to do, is go get it, they bring it to you. So they can be a little mouthy. So that's something that, you know, as a puppy, if they're too mouthy, you might want to just work on that a little bit.
He looks like he's smiling.
Yeah, yeah. But if you accidentally stick your hand in his mouth, he'll just spit it out. I mean, they're not aggressive. You know.
How are they with people? Obviously good.
Good with people.
Do you ever see anything aggressive in him at all?
No, I've never seen a thing, no.
What about with kids, little kids?
No.
Crawl all over him.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
No, mine doesn't either. What about...
Now, I will tell you one thing that happened to him. When he was in a puppy class, a woman that had a larger, darker breed, a black breed, I won't say what it is, attacked him. And he was pretty young. He was in puppy class. And the dog hit him so hard it put bruises on my legs. And now, if a dog backs him in a corner, or a black dog gets a little too close, he gets nervous.
Do you think they remember that?
I do. This is a smart breed. I am not, do not underestimate this breed's intelligence. That is the thing that has stunned me the most. I mean, I can teach him something and he'll extrapolate from that to something else. And I'm thinking, how did you know to do that?
Do you have a brain in there?
He has a brain.
Oh, he does.
He does, he has a brain in there.
How are they with other dogs?
He's good with other than that one issue. He's really good with other. I mean, we trained for water for hunting, so there's other dogs around all the time. He also, when a dog is performing, he has to sit there and watch. It's called an honor, and he has to sit there with me while they go get a bird, and he just waits.
Well, let's talk about, before we talk about what he's doing now, because I know he's doing a lot of training with you. What other dogs have you had? I know, let's see, I know the Japanese Chen, and I know the Havanese, and I know the Newfoundlands.
I've had Cocker Spaniels. We had those for about 20 years. Min Pin. I'm not a breed person. I'm a dog person. So, you know, hand me a dog, I'm happy.
Yeah, I know.
So right now we have him, and we have a Havanese. And then the cat that was given to us, that a friend found it up by the Sportsman's Club, and it was just encased in burrs. And she called and she said, I can't take it home. Will you take it? And I had to put it in a bird cage because that was the only thing, the bars close enough. And this thing was so tiny. So I named him Bert, and he never blinked an eye at having this cat in the house.
Well, wait a minute. I think then, whenever this person found them, I think that cat came to the bark park at the time. And we had cleaned it up.
Yes, you were the one.
We cleaned him up.
Because I remember she said, you brought him back and said, took me 2 hours.
Yeah, we took all
Find it out.
Yeah, we got a lot. There was a lot of burrs in that.
It was just encased.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what have you done with this boy, and why did you choose this type of training? What type of training are you doing with him?
Well, you know, I did my usual. He's got his therapy dog title, and he's got, I have to look here. He's got his Canine Good Citizen, his working certificate, he's got his Trick Dog Intermediate, and he's got his Junior Hunt title.
What can he do?
For tricks?
Yeah.
Oh, just tell him to do something and he'll do it. I mean, he's just an idiot.
He's being an idiot now.
I know. I just took him in and they were testing, and I did the junior, and they said, you think he could do the intermediate? And I said, sure. And you just tell him to do something, he does it.
Is he that easy to deal with?
He's really easy to deal with. But then I work him all the time, and he knows a lot of commands.
Well,
a lot of commands.
So what's the most, you're doing this thing now with the bird.
Yeah.
I always say, someone says, what is she doing? I say, she throws dead birds into the water. Because you were really into therapy work, and I wanted you back in therapy work, and I'm still working on that. But they say, what does she do now? Well, her and Robin throw dead birds into the water.
Yeah, sit.
So tell me what it's called. What is this? What's the formal name for what you do?
There's an AKC and there's a UKC program.
He's happier sitting with me.
Yeah, he is, yes. And they're for hunt titles. And this is what you would teach your dog if you're going to hunt with your dog.
You mean if I'm going to have a gun and I'm going to go out hunting with my dog, that's the title I need?
You don't. I mean, you can hunt without one.
Right.
But a lot of people, let me go back. The things that you teach in this, then when you go hunting, your dog's ready to hunt.
Okay.
Okay, you're not training out in the hunt field. They're ready to hunt. The difference between this and taking, say, a rally test or an obedience test, 99% of the time when you enter an obedience test, you're taking your own dog in. You train him and take him in, rally.
Right.
When we go in, when he took his junior hunt test, we were there with professionals. These are people that either raise puppies or you take your puppy too, and they charge a lot of money
to train him.
To train your dog.
Is there somebody that does that around here?
They're all over.
Are they really?
Yes, they're everywhere. And when we take our tests, so are professionals. That's a big difference between what you do in a lot of the other dog sports.
Absolutely.
But we like to train our own. And so we have a group, and we meet at Pima Tuning, and we teach them. So they have to learn things like, if you're hunting and you shoot a bird, you want your dog to sit there. Now, this is assuming...
Can I take him home with me?
No.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Go ahead. So if you're at Pima Tuning and you're training...
Yeah. Now, if he's out in the field, you would whistle sit him. So they're taught, when you blow the whistle, sit. Wherever they are, sit. But if we have them next to us, we launch the bird or the bumper or whatever. We have the dog sit. When it comes down, we wait, and then we send them. So they have to be patient and well-trained enough to sit there till we tell them to take it. And in the water, now on land, they have to remember where it came down, bless their little hearts, you know. But there's also a situation on land and water where the dog doesn't see it come down. And this happens during hunting, and it's called a blind. Mm-hmm. And when it comes down, yes, I know. And when it comes down, then your dog is sitting, and we use the term dead bird. So we line them up, and we say, dead bird, back. And we train the dogs, is all training, to go straight away from us, because we've aimed them straight. Then they're probably going to get off a little bit. You sit them, and we use our hands over or back And if I go this, I want him to turn this way.
Now he will do that.
Yes. If I say
No,
this,
he
I want
won't.
him to turn that way.
Will you do that?
Yes, he will.
It looks to me like you don't do much except for this.
This is what he likes the best.
I know. Wait till I get home. I'm going to be mauled.
But that's what we train. These guys are, and it's not just Goldens. I mean, we have, we have labs, but we have a poodle pointer. I was going to tell you about that breed so you can get somebody on this with a poodle pointer.
A poodle pointer.
P-U-D-E-L pointer.
P-U-D-E-L
pointer.
I never heard of that.
I know. I hadn't either, and it's the cutest
I
little
thought
thing
you
you
were going
ever
to tell
saw.
me P-O-O-D-L-E.
No.
P-U-D-E-L. Can you find somebody for me?
Oh, yeah.
We should do that.
Because she practices with us.
Well, you know, we've talked about this before we came up for the
Boy, are
filming.
we off the subject, aren't we?
No. Because we want to talk about this, because what I'd really like to do, and I talked to you about this, and we need to talk to I think it's Bob Samios, isn't it?
Yeah.
And talk to him, and even just see you in a situation, even if you did it at your house, and showed us what you could do with him. And then we would go out to Pima Tuning and film something. We can do it in different stages.
Yeah.
My cameraman loves to travel with me because we always get lost.
Oh, do you?
Sometimes.
Maybe if we had treats or something.
He gets lost.
Yeah.
We'd have to give him treats to get
Treats,
there.
yeah.
Right, but what we want to do is, I've never seen it. Will he do it here? No.
Yeah, well, I don't have a bumper, but yeah, you got something you can throw?
No, probably not, but that'd be interesting because I'd like to see, I can't believe that you can do hand signals and this nut that I'm sitting here talking to can do all that.
Yep.
Are you good at it?
Yes, he is.
You're good at it.
And he'll do it in the water. They have to do is basically a water sit. So if he doesn't see it in the water and you send him out and now he's gone off, I blow the whistle. He has to turn and maintain himself while I tell him this, then turn that way and go get the bird.
Do dogs fail because the handlers doesn't know what they're doing?
Oh, sure.
I would think that would happen.
Yeah, I mean, or in my case,
There
the
you go.
handler gets a little nervous and screws the dog up, you know. Could be something like that.
Well, that would happen too. Yeah.
I know, you're too smart for your good. Would you get down and behave?
How old is this nut?
3.
He's 3 years old.
Yeah.
And when did you start all this training with him?
Pretty early on because,
But you started basic training the day you got him.
oh yeah, I started him in classes when I got him.
I talked to Robin one time. We always talk about Red Ball Dog Academy. He's a mutual friend of ours. And I heard someone say, how long, or are you still training that dog? And she said, I train my dog every day. Because
Yes.
everything we do is with the idea of training and continue to work on the things that we worked out at a class or in the very beginning. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I still do obedience and rally with him at home. I might not set up a course, but I'll imagine it and then just walk with him and make him, like they have to, in rally, rally obedience is nice. I don't know if you've ever done, but obedience, if you're in an obedience test, the judge will say, forward, sit your dog, down your dog. They tell you what to do. In rally, you just walk up and there's a sign that says down, and you just put your dog down and then keep going. So everybody loves rally, and they're getting more entries in rally now than regular obedience. But anyway, I'll just work the backyard like it's a rally test and work on sideways and back up and whatever.
Well, we should do that and just see the basics, because I can't believe that you actually can do hand signals and do this. Now, I've had people in here that have dogs that do tricks.
Yeah.
And I'm impressed. There's 2 that are very, very good at that. One's Sharon Miller and one's BJ Murray. And they both are different, but they both have trained their dogs very, very well. And they're the 2 that I know, so I've dealt with them. But to have a dog that will do hand motions and follow your hand motions just amazes me.
But you need that in hunting. This is a hunting dog, and we're teaching hunting. Now, and the thing is, I don't hunt. Robin does. I don't hunt. So I just did it because I found out about it and got involved with it. I could put a title on them, you know. I like to put titles on dogs.
That's one of our jokes. We always kid Debbie. How many titles do you have now? We told her she's, what we said, a title, not a title, hoarder. A hoarder of titles.
Title hoarder.
Huh. You poor thing. What else do I need to know about these breeds, and why would I want one of these someday?
They're a good family dog. As you can see, they're very friendly, they're kind, they're good with kids, they're good with everybody. The downside would be the incidence of cancer, that they're mouthy. And he's not, I mean, you can tell he's not that mouthy.
No, he isn't.
But they do have a tendency to pick things up, and I don't know if that would be a problem or not. There's just not a lot of bad things about this breed. I mean, this is the size you get generally, The color goes from a little bit lighter towards the red side.
I would
Go
think
to
that-
a good breeder.
Well, I was going to say
Go
that.
to a
but-
good breeder.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And if you do, there's a lot of people that advertise in the different areas about Goldens, but there are some questions that you would want to ask if you just wanted
Yeah.
to get one without just going to a backyard breeder.
Yeah.
But it's really hard with this situation because of the cancer deal and because of
Yeah.
that being
Yeah.
an issue. And most
You can
breeders
ask-
probably don't even know.
Well, you can
know that much
ask,
about
are
it.
you aware of your puppies having cancer? Do you have the parents on site here?
That's big,
Who do you
parent on
breed
site.
to? How often do you breed? Go to their place and take a look. How clean is it? How nice are the people? Some of it's common sense, A really good breeder will offer to take a puppy back if it doesn't work out.
Right.
You'll have a contract. It will give you expectations as well as what the breeder will do.
Is he neutered?
Yes.
He is.
Everything I get's neutered. I don't breed.
I agree
am
too.
not a
I
breeder,
do that
and
too.
I don't care how good the dog. I neuter everything.
And one of the Goldens from Erie did well in one of the dog shows a couple years ago, wasn't it?
I'm
Wasn't
not
there one in
sure.
Erie? I think there was one in Erie. I think that dog is related to the dog that Robin has, and I think it came.
Oh,
in
Danny.
first. Yeah.
Danny, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the #1 golden retriever in America.
Right, right. And I think that
Yeah.
breeder might be out of Erie, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't she somewhere like that? Maybe
I don't
not.
think she's Erie. No.
Maybe someplace around
Yeah,
there.
yeah. He's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now she even did a book, and it was Danny doing these things, and then raised money for some dog organizations
Oh, wow.
and things with it. Yeah, yeah. He's pretty amazing.
How old do these guys live to be?
Well, they can live to like 12 to 13, 14 years if they don't have cancer.
Right, right.
They can live quite a long time. They're generally just so happy. This is him every minute of the day.
Really?
Yeah. He's.
Does he require you to be touching him all the time?
Oh gosh, yes. I
Is he
guess
like
that's
your
a
shadow?
downside. Jeez Louise.
They are. They're the
Yeah.
worst, I think.
Come here.
They want to be with you and
Yeah, in
they're
the
on top of
evening
you
my
all the
bug
time.
go lay down so I can, do something.
Yeah.
Come on over here. Come on over here. Good boy.
Oh yeah, come on over here and come and let
Yeah,
Sue,
drive her nuts.
Come to drive Sue crazy again.
Yeah.
Anything else we need to know about Goldens?
I can't think, but I did have some notes here, but I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you
yeah,
bringing them in,
that's
but we
about it.
really do have to think of it. Now I'm going to put it on film too, because I really do want to come out and have you just do something at your house.
Okay.
Where we do the signals and all that kind of stuff. We'll think of something else to do with that.
Yeah.
And then if we can get the group that does the training and pilot tuning, we'll maybe I can talk my cameraman into coming over on a Saturday whenever. That's the day you do it.
Tuesday,
isn't it?
Thursday.
Oh no, but yeah,
We
but the
practice
testing.
on-
The testing's what on a.
The testings are on weekends,
On
but we
weekends.
train on Tuesday, Thursday.
We could come out and watch that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And the two guys that work with us, Bob Samios and Jim Buzzard, both have master level dogs.
Are they there all the time too? The
There are
dogs?
trainers.
Are,
Yeah.
are there dogs there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And, they just train for fun with us, just to pass it on.
Yeah.
Just to let others of us, I never would have thought of this. Robin's probably the one that told me about it. And we have quite a group that's there. In fact, we had to kind of limit Tuesdays. We were getting so many, we couldn't get 2 runs in. And so we kind of had to limit the number of people. But it's a wonderful group. Everybody's very helpful. They are very interested in whatever breed they have. And they're teaching them to hunt.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you bringing this crazy one with me. Although
Why don't you turn around, face the
I'm
camera
gonna be
here?
mauled
I'm probably got a
whenever I
million
get home.
pictures of your butt.
There, look at that. Look at that face. Look at that face. That's just
boy.
about perfect.
Good boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Deb. Catch you later.
Sure.
Okay, we're here now to do our second dog for today's series, and I have with me Brooke Davis, who is the owner of Chili, and Charlene States, who is someone who babysits and works with him a little bit. And this is Chili, and Chili is what kind of a dog?
English Mastiff.
Tell me about an English Mastiff.
They were bred for hunting, so that's why they have all of this loose skin. They were bred for hunting bears, actually. So they've got all this loose skin, like especially around their throat and their stomachs. They've got these huge paws
Can
to
you
track
show that
through.
by, we did this one other time. Grab the extra skin. Can you, I hope, yeah, it just amazed me. I think that's the first thing you told me one time, and I said, I can't believe that that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I have a friend that comes over, and every time she sees her, she goes, "Stretchy dog," pulls out her
Oh, my
skin.
Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me more about them. They were bred for what? For hunting?
Hunting bears.
Hunting bears.
So they were used for hunting lions just a little bit, but not much, just because they're all huge and they've got all the skin on them, so they do better in cooler climates. So she loves the winter. If you get her out in snow, she's going to frolic around in the snow, bury herself in it. They're not very energetic. They have like a good 15 minutes of energy in them, and then they're like plopped down to the ground and just kind of a lazy bone. She has her spot on the couch. She loves to lay in. So she gets a good run in every day. I run her at least like 4 times a day for like 15 minutes, and she's good. So
Where, in the backyard or what?
In the backyard. She'll just play with her ball, or she'll play fetch, or maybe we just go for a run. Yeah.
Why did you ever pick this breed?
My dad's friend actually had this dog, and he had another Mastiff. They were not getting along because he was a non-neutered male and she was a non-spayed female.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so they were not getting along in the house together, so they don't do very good in pounds just because they're a huge dog, so not a lot of people know how to take care of them. So we took her so she wouldn't end up in the pound.
Well, she's beautiful.
Thank you.
But you therefore didn't get her by choice. You didn't look at that breed,
No.
say, this is the breed I want because of this, this, and this.
Well, me and my
You
dad
had some idea of it.
Yeah. Me and my dad have always loved Mastiffs, and it's been our dream dog, so this kind of fell into our lap, and we were so excited. Me and my dad just kind of made the decision we're going to take her home without talking to my mom about it.
And in this big chili came.
This big chili came, and now she's the baby of the family. She has everything she wants. I mean, Grandma made her bibs. She has a binky. She has a baby. They're great family dogs. They absolutely love everyone. Like, she thinks the whole world revolves around her. She sees a person, she's like, oh, they're here to love me.
When's the last time I saw you with this dog? Did I see
March?
you whenever we were doing the therapy dog stuff?
Yeah.
I don't believe it's the same dog.
She grows very, very
Well,
fast.
not only that, but her behavior.
Yeah,
This is a different dog because whenever I met you, I don't know how long you had had her at that point, but she wasn't as regal looking and as controlled as she is now.
they have their days. They're kind of like,
You mean there could be a bad day?
well, there could be a bad day with any dog. She's very young. She's only 2. So, and they're in their puppy stage. Don't you talk. You attitude.
Don't be talking to me. I'm not talking to you. I don't want to talk to you.
They kind of have their puppy stage until about 5, so they'll grow and she has these huge paws she's not grown into yet and
God.
everything. So they'll have their puppy stage until about 5. So, they have like their attitude. She's like a toddler. She's a huge toddler. She'll throw her fits. But the biggest fit she has is she goes woof and throws herself to the ground. And then it's belly up, pet my belly.
Huh.
And then that's it. That's all she does. She's going to do it now.
All right, let's I really neglected to do something that I should have done from the very beginning, but let's go backwards for a second. Tell me about yourself. You are a student. How old are you?
I'm 16.
And you're a student at?
The VOTEC
The
and CASH.
VOTEC. And what is your major there?
I do veterinary science at the tech center.
Oh, okay, veterinary science. And they were doing them at Laurel, the place up there by?
Laurel, yes. They have a huge center. I actually got the opportunity through FFA to go visit their center for Roundup, for winter Roundup. It was beautiful. They have a whole center up there for it. We just have like a little classroom. We have our exam rooms and our kennels. It's really great. So
you want to be a vet tech?
I want to be a veterinarian. But
Veterinarian. Oh, we're going to go big here. Okay.
Yeah. This is a great program. I got my job I work at Meadville Pine Hollow Clinic.
Oh, do you at the Pine Hollow?
And I got my
didn't
job
know that.
through, she's going to army crawl. She's a little army crawling girl.
Are we doing an army crawl here?
We are doing a little army crawl. Come here, Chip. Come on, get. Come on. Here.
Okay, well now we've got her, and that's why I invited, of course, your grandmother to do this. And then she said that you were the perfect because you're the owner of this crazy dog.
She is a little crazy,
Okay.
yes.
What colors they come in?
So the most common color
What is this? This is a brindle, right?
This is a brindle, yeah.
Okay.
The most common color is that fawn color, so they got that tan body and that black muzzle and face. And they'll usually have like the black feet, sort of, and the tips of the ears kind of get in black. So that's the most common color, but they come in the brindle. I absolutely love the brindles, so it's just amazing that I got this dog. It fell right into our laps. It was amazing.
Right. What other color do they come?
They can come in that, the gray.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of the Tibetan Mastiffs, or Tibetan,
Tibetan.
whatever you want to say.
Whatever, we don't care.
They pronounce them differently. They come in that liver color, so they have that long hair and they'll have that beautiful red liver color to them. They come in so many colors, and it's specific breeding for them. So I'm sure she was specifically bred for being a brindle, and her mom was a fawn, and her dad was, I think he was that Seal Point Gray. So I'm sure they had those. They do a lot of testing for them for breeding specifically, especially for these big dogs because they're so expensive. They'll do a lot of specific breeding for them. So whatever color you want, they'll do like markers in the mom and dad. So probably mom had a marker and dad had a marker, and they matched up and they made a brindle puppy.
I was just going to ask you something else about them. What's their health issues?
They actually don't have that many health issues. They're a very healthy breed.
Except for just being big.
Just being big.
Yeah.
With everything, they get those cancers and everything, but that's with every dog. They just dogs in general, they usually get a cancer just because, I mean, with humans
That's
too.
what happens. Right.
It happens. They get old. But most of the time, they're dying from old age, which is about, they don't live for very, very long just because they're a huge breed.
What, 8 or 9 maybe?
8 or
7, 8,
9.
9, 7, 8. So
9,
a lot
10.
of the St. Bernards and that, you're lucky, you get around the 8 years of age, that's usually it.
But she's a great health. She has like perfect condition for her body. They grow rapidly.
And do they get the hip dysplasia when they
Yeah, they do. They get that hip dysplasia just because they have that those huge build.
Yeah.
So sometimes they get the hip dysplasia. They can get more prone to arthritis just because they've got these big paws. They're always like these big movements that they're doing. So they can get some arthritis in them. They can get some skin conditions too. Like she's got some dry skin. So we just and all I do with that is I give her a allergy prone dog. Allergy prone dog. They have a food for that. So we use the Science Diet food. And that helps great with her. They are more prone to hot spots in the summer just because they're so
really?
big. Yeah, with all these rolls, they get the hot spots in between them, which she just gets a heat rash. And all I do for that is sometimes I just shave around the area and keep the moisture out of that, and it clears right up.
Well, what are the things that for overall general daily care of her?
She needs run just because
Exercise.
she's a puppy.
Huge.
So she gets to go out in the back porch, and my dad made her a huge castle in the backyard. So she's got her playpen back there. She goes in the day, and so she just gets run.
That's right behind the house, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I've seen that.
What about her feeding days?
She gets fed about 3 times a day, which that can go back down to 2 times a day when she's about 5, just because she gets out of that puppy I'm growing every day, every week kind of thing. But she gets 2 cups 3 times a day, just because she's
2 cups 3 times a day.
Yeah,
It's a lot of food.
She's a lot of puppy.
She certainly is. What now? She's got the dying ears. Are they prone to ear issues? You have to clean her ears out or anything?
I
or they're
clean her
pretty
ears
good?
out just because they get some gunk in there, but they don't get too many ear infection things. They can get some yeast infections just because they got these big flaps to them, especially if they have their head down towards the wet grass. But that's really with any dog. Like with labs, they get more ear issues just because they're in and out of the water, and they've got. So just with every dog, they have their own little issues with their ears. But she's got 1 yeast infection in her ear, but that's when we just got her. And
What about the jowls?
the jowls, we got this bib on her, so she gets all the slobber going. So if you feed her and she comes out, we usually have that as a cape on her. So she'll be like this.
When she's eating.
And she's eating, and then when she comes out, we've got to be we yell, "Oh, get ready!" We just flip it back over, and she gets dried off, and then she lays on the couch, and she just plops there. She's all fine.
I've had friends with Newfoundlands, and I just say, honest to God, right.
Was he or she had?
Yeah, she used to have Newfoundlands. Who was in the first thing with the golden. She had Newfoundlands for a long time.
There's towels all over the house for her.
Oh yeah, well they were in my house too, but that's because of the dirt when they come in. Whenever she shakes her head, does the spit go everywhere?
You gotta duck and cover when she shakes her
Yes,
head.
I'm sure. What about these paws? Are huge.
They are huge. She's kind of growing into them still. Okay, see your paw? Let me see him. Let me see his paw. Chili. Fist bump.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, she's got these huge paws.
They're not.
Thank you.
They're not webbed or anything. No.
All dogs have webbed paws to an
Well, no,
extent.
but some really have them.
Yeah.
She says that's my paw.
Huh.
She hasn't really got the web into her because they don't swim a lot just because they're so dense. They're
Yeah,
not
I
going
would
to float.
think they'd go probably down.
Yeah. So she's got those big paws. She's still growing into them. You can see her when she's walking around the house. She like flops her arms back and
Oh
forth.
yeah, I'm sure. Now
She's-
the tail is that a lethal weapon when it's
Oh, for
starts
sure. My
going
dad
back
and my
forth?
brother, they really enjoy that tail because it's right where they're, right height. Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure it is.
You can get those docked. They're usually docked. She didn't get hers docked as a puppy. They usually do them when they're a little puppy because that cartilage hasn't
Sure.
matured enough yet or grown into it. So the younger you get your tails docked or the younger you get your ears clipped, it's easier.
To care for them in the end and all.
Yeah.
Just
Health-wise
general.
on them too,
Yeah,
right?
easier healing process. That's
Yeah.
it.
What do they have particular health issues?
A lot of them have some skin conditions, but
But that's about
that's
it.
about it. They're really an easygoing dog. I mean, she's got a perfect like snout to him. Sometimes with those bull mastiffs, they get the really brachycephalic, which is just like a short nose.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna get that snoring in them. But she's perfect.
So some of the other ones have a shorter nose.
Some, like the other mastiffs, like a bull mastiff,
Mm-hmm.
they have like a shorter nose to them and a shorter snout. So some of them have like a difficulty breathing when it gets hot outside. And she still has that just because she's such a big dog and she's so hot. But she doesn't really have any more health issues than that.
Besides sleeping anywhere she wants because she's so big, where does Tilly sleep?
She sleeps in my mom and dad's room. They bought her a huge bed. She's got her huge bed for her.
Wait.
orthopedic
They have a bed for her.
It's just, it's a
A
dog
regular
bed.
dog bed, the larger one though.
It's huge.
Oh my lord!
Well,
She's
she's
spoiled.
a little baby. She's my
Yes.
dad's little baby.
Really? Mm-hmm. How is she with people in general? She was fine.
Oh, she loves people. She thinks they're all here to pet her and they're all her best friends. And every time we bring her into like Farm and Fleet and everything, we'll go into there and she'll just follow someone around in the store and wiggle her little butt.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. How are they with kids?
Oh, she loves kids. I babysit a lot just because we don't have daycares out where I live. So I babysit a lot. So she's been with kids. And her first family had like 5 children in it. So she's always been good with kids. Side profile.
My God, that tail is a lethal weapon.
Yeah. But usually they get docked real short. That's kind of the standard for the breed. She wasn't docked though.
What about other dogs?
She loves her other dogs. She really does.
What about other small dogs?
She plays with her beagle.
Oh, that's right. She plays with a beagle.
Oh,
Yeah.
They tough around. And
She doesn't really have a lot of bigger dogs to play with just because
There aren't a lot of bigger
there's
dogs
not a
around.
lot of bigger dogs than her. So she plays with Tucker the beagle. She's played with some labs and some other.
what's she like with the horses next door?
The horse is sassy. She picks and chooses, but she looks at her like, oh, that's my mom. That's my mom.
Yeah.
It's not, but she thinks so. She'll go over there and she just kind of touches nose with the horse and is like, oh, hey. Everything, every animal. She's like, oh, that's my friend. We had goats. The goats hated her because obviously she's huge. She
Yes.
looks like a predator, but she would go up to the goats and she's like bringing them her ball. She's like, why are you running from me?
How much does she weigh?
Right now she's 155.
Are we going to try and keep her about that?
Well, there's not really anything I can do with her growing just because they grow until they're about 5.
Yeah.
They keep putting on weight and she grows extremely fast. So if she stands up, come here, Chubb, stand up.
She's massive.
Go, stand up. You can kind of see when she's getting a growth spurt because those hips will be, excuse you, stand up.
Oh,
Stand up.
there she goes.
You kind of see those hips get bigger and the shoulders get taller, so she'll get a growth spurt there. Or you can kind of see where this loose skin comes in. She's going to get more fat on her or more muscle, mainly, because you can see she's got great muscle definition.
She does on the shoulders especially.
Yep, on these shoulders you can kind of see them, especially if you feel right here, you can feel her masseter muscle, and they grow so quickly. Like, I'll bring her in to tech and we'll weigh her, and she'll be like 145, and the next week she'll gain another 5 pounds.
Yeah.
So they're just fast growers. Yeah.
Why would I want one of those?
they're such great family dogs. They are just in love. They pick you, kind of.
Tell them about with the delivery guys.
Oh, we have a delivery guy. He comes over, and we have the Swans man. He comes out. Best part of his day. Every time we see him, he opens the door. He's like, oh, Chewy, and he pulls out these 2 treats, and he just like, oh, this is my best friend. We have another delivery guy though. He's not into big dogs. He was attacked by a big dog once, so he's just not into them. Girly, you're on camera. Come here.
That's okay. He doesn't care.
She just wants to go up and play with all of them, but they're like, I don't know about that. So he kind of just throws her package on the floor and runs back to his truck. So not everyone's into big dogs, but I love my big dogs. I've always owned big dogs.
Oh, have you?
Yes, I've always owned big dogs.
What'd you have before this?
I had a German Shepherd for a while. His name was Sam, and we always had a Lab mutt mix. So he was mostly Lab, so he was a bigger dog. Our German Shepherd taught him how to like climb up the ladders, and he would go down the slides with us. And so I've always had bigger dogs. Did you just get a treat?
Yes. Better a treat than my hand. I mean, we always think about that.
Oh.
What else want me to know about these dogs?
They're just great with people. They're also with she won't hurt a fly. I'd hate to ever see her get angry with someone, but she's never. But they're great at someone sees them in your house or sees them in your yard. They're like, oh no, I'm not doing that. That's not the house I want to get into. So they're great for that, even though they're not aggressive. They're not an aggressive breed.
I have a theory on people that have this obsession with, I've got to have a dog for protection. I don't believe in that. I believe that if someone's coming down where you live on Beaver Center, and somebody sees your house with this dog, or the house beside it, not your grandmother's, but somebody else's house that has no dogs, they're going to go to the house that doesn't have a dog. You don't have to have a dog for protection. I really get upset that people that want a dog that's aggressive or mean for protection. No, just the sight of this one. No one's coming to your house for God's sake.
No one's coming for it. I mean, and her bark, she doesn't, you heard it, it's not a big bark, but as soon as she gets ready, she opens that mouth, people they don't want to get into them. So if anyone's coming with bad intent and they see this dog, and she can feel that too. Dogs kind of mimic your attitude. So if you're anxious, they're going to be up there and they're going to be kind of lowered down and all anxious. If you're coming in, she's going to kind of feel like if you're, oh, I like this family, I'm going to be nice to them, she's going to be all cuddly towards you. But if she's feeling that you're in trouble, you're going to cause some harm, she's going to be up and her hackles will be up.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping that she will, you'll consider letting your grandmother have her as a therapy dog.
Oh yeah, she loves going seeing other people.
We'll have to see how she does. We're doing testing on that very soon. Yeah. So we can check that out. I don't think there's a problem. I don't think there's a problem in the world. That I think she'll pass without a problem, as long as we have enough towels around to put around her neck.
We'll carry a backpack with towels.
Yeah.
A backpack of towels.
She brings her backpack
right?
everywhere.
Backpack of towels.
She has her IUP backpack she carries around with her.
Really?
Yeah.
We have a moment here. Tell me a little bit about the program that they have in Meadville, since the teacher did allow you to come here today, so you could do this for me. Tell me, let's get a plug in for the program. How long is the program?
It's a 3-year program, so you go in your sophomore year and you'll go to your senior year.
Right, senior year. And what does that give you? Does that give you a vet assistant or a vet tech?
I will come out as a vet assistant.
Vet assistant, okay.
Yes.
And then the next step after that then would be if you decide that you're going to try and get into medical or
so
vet school or something.
you could do anything with this. It's kind of like a Head Start program. So you're going in here and you can just apply this to other things you want to do. Like I want to be a veterinarian, so this will the medical training in this, that'll be great. Like I've learned how to restrain an animal in this, so I can hold for a blood draw, I can do a blood draw, I can take vitals. So I can take that and I can apply it to my college courses. Plus we've done a lot of autonomy, like bodily autonomy, so I'll know I know all of her bones in her, or like the different regions, the different kind of directional terms.
Yeah, right.
So like if you're going towards the tail, it's more caudal because you're going towards the tail, or cranial if you're going towards the head.
Sure.
So I'll just have that Head Start and I can apply it to my, I want to be a veterinarian, so I'm going to go to college for that. So I will know a lot of more terms going into college programs I can kind of put pieces together more.
So you go to school in the morning there?
Yes, I go until 11:15. I get there about like 8:30ish, go until 11:15.
And then you go back to cash?
And then I go back to cash, yeah, for the
Now,
rest
are
of the
there
day.
kids that come in at 11:15 and then go and, is there an afternoon course in this same
Yes,
thing?
there's an afternoon course. This is the first year we've had this program, so I'm part of the first class going through this program. So right now, usually the afternoon programs are reserved for upperclassmen.
Right.
So your first year, you'll go in for the AM program. And you kind of get up a little bit earlier and your day's a little bit longer, but you get to go and do this program, which is wonderful. But right now we have like the morning program and the afternoon program, and we're all sophomores. There's a few juniors in there too.
And then part of the program is that there might be a veterinarian office that will,
Yeah.
you can get a job there, they might
Actually,
take someone like
the
you.
Pine Hollow Veterinarian Clinic, they reached out to my teacher, and that's how I got my job through there. So now I work at Pine Hollow Veterinarian Clinic.
And that's also the Animal Hospital of Meadville.
Animal Hospital of Meadville, yep.
And I think there's 3 in that group, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, there is. There's one in
It's the Albion?
Albion, Meadville, and then I think it's Pymatuming.
It might be. I think it's the ones over there someplace.
Yeah.
But anyways, you've given them a good plug, and that's good. And
Yeah,
hopefully
they're
that
great
works
over
out.
there.
Take on your side.
I absolutely love working there. I've worked there for a few, I go in on Thursdays, and I've done there for a few weeks now, and I absolutely love it. I get to watch everything, so I get to go in there. I watch the skin scraping, I watch them draw blood, and just kind of, it's experience. So I get paid minimum wage, but like I'm getting paid to go in every day and watch.
And do something you want to do.
And do something that I
to
love.
learn.
It's a
Sure,
lot of
perfect.
cleaning, but that's, there's a lot of cleaning within the veterinarian
Right.
field just in general
Yeah.
because they're messy animals. What are you
Well, let's go
smelling?
back to this big girl here again. So we're going to hope that she does well in therapy work.
on this way.
And let's get her front view here so everybody can see this whole face, because she is massive.
She is my big girl.
And she's beautiful. Has she had any health issues at all? Nothing?
No, not other than she got a yeast infection in her ear once,
Yeah,
but
that
she got an
happens. That
antibiotic.
happens
It
with the
cleared up
down ears,
within
too.
a few days, which it can happen with any animal. I'm gonna guess she got moisture within these ears. Kind of gunky right now. They kind of need cleaned.
I was just talking to the girl that was in ahead of you, because the dog does a lot of swimming.
Yes.
And she said that she does a lot of cleaning of the ears, and she uses that stuff to dry out the ears too, at least once a week or whatever.
The blue drop
So,
stuff they put in there,
Yeah.
rub it down in there.
yeah.
I do
Yeah.
that with the bassets.
They have that drying solution in there to get all the moisture out. Because the moisture is what's causing that yeast to grow, because you've got warmth and moisture in there. So
Perfect combination.
bacteria will grow in there.
Well, Brooke, thank you so very much for coming. I appreciate it. And to say the least, you are knowledgeable about your dog, but you're also getting pretty knowledgeable about dogs in general, and that's great.
I just love animals, so.
I do too. You know what they say, never trust someone who doesn't like dogs.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Yeah.
We'll buy into that always.
Are you still going to the program this summer with the bears?
I am actually. I'm going into a ambassador program, so I'll be a conservation ambassador. So I'm going with Hawk Haven. This summer I'm going in August, and I'm going to go learn about black bears and be a conservation ambassador for them. So that's actually really cool. I was nominated through the Vet Tech program again in Meadville, which is, I can rant about this program all day. It's my favorite. I
Well,
love
that's
going to
good.
this program.
And you tell me that your instructor, that we gave you lots of time on that too. Hey,
Yeah.
one other question. So you made your connection with that program through Hog Heaven and through Regina Martin?
Yes.
Okay.
I got nominated through my teacher. She nominated me in to that program. So you kind of get nominated by like one of her teachers, or maybe like a mentor. You get nominated through that, and they send in like your name to this program, and then they send you a, oh, I'm sorry, I just kicked you. They send you a email, and they give you information about this program, and I got to, and they give you scholarships to go through this program too, so I got a scholarship to go to this program, and I'm really happy about it. I get to go
Good.
learn about stuff I love.
Well, thanks for
Are you
bringing this Chili in. I appreciate seeing her, and as I said, I see you've been working with her, and so is your grandmother, because she's becoming a different
Yeah.
dog.
They're-
Because she's big.
She's great at training. The whole breed is just, they're amazing at training. They listen to you. Not to poke at your beagle, but beagles are hard to train. She's kind of an easy back. You tell her to do something, she'll do it. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, and there's the final thing for our show, which is I will move my back, and now I want all the attention in the world.
I am comfortable with it.
Yes.
We call this belly up.
Belly up.
Belly up.
Looks good to me.
Being submissive.
Oh,
and trust everybody around.
Oh, stretch.
Oh, my Lord. Well, thanks again. Thanks
Yep.
for coming. I appreciate it.
Yep. Got that smile to her. You say bye, Chili? No? Okay. Bye.